So we have been very vocal about how $70 games are stupid
Yes.
and cringe and dumb.
Very much so.
And so far we've been proving right because most $70 games fail to meet their sales quota for one reason or another.
Who would have thought?
And most of them don't stay $70 for long. So it's a little sus. But the controversial this is an article written IGN by Wesley and Poole. The controversial boss of Embracer Group has discussed the topic of increasing the price of video games beyond $70 amid rising development costs and brutal competitive market. After he laid off thousands of staff, shut down multiple studios, sold off subsidiaries last financial year, he says, quote, "I'm not saying you can't increase the price, but the reality is no one's tried it. And if you create an enormous role-playing game
No one's tried it. They just did it. The $70 thing is a relatively recent development.
Yeah, how recent? I would say what, 2022 is when it started kicking off?
Probably, yeah.
2 years and it's failing already. Do you know how bad a video game trend has to be for it to fail in 2 years? The Kinect lasted longer.
Let's think about this realistically. If sales are falling because people don't want to spend $70 on a video game, what are you smoking that makes you think people are going to want to spend $80 on a video game? What logic are you using?
There's no logic here. Literally zero. Literally zero. And he goes on to say, if you create an enormous role-playing game, well, there's your issue. For example, with 100 to 150 hours of gameplay, very polished and a unique experience, would the consumer be willing to pay more? If they would have more products potentially coming to market, but no one's tried it. A 150-hour long, very polished, unique gameplay experience like Baldur's Gate 3 that launched at $60 that was financially successful versus the garbage output the AAA industry has been putting out, which is either live service slop that's been taken a decade to make that fails financially for $70, then is filled with microtransactions to sink hundreds of dollars out of you. What are we doing
If
here?
you ask me, I know which one I'd choose.
Killer Instinct, free to play.
Yes,
go play it now.
correct.
No, so basically, and what he basically says is essentially the same thing that happened in 2020, where basically every developer is like, we're thinking of doing it to $70, which was code for we're waiting for someone else to do it.
Yeah.
And then EA, I think they might have been the first to do $70 games, might be, or 2K. They did $70 games, then immediately, or Activision, and everyone immediately bandwagoned like $70 games, $70 games. I understand, even Nintendo did that for Legend of Zelda, which I also highly disagree that needed to be $70 on launch. But like, guys, we're in the middle of, in a lot of countries, not in America technically, we're not in it anymore. Daddy Joe got us out of it. It's corporate greed at this point. But most countries are still in inflation. They are still having economic troubles. And right now, it's so easy to pirate your stupid video game. There is an indie market that is blooming right now because they're like, all their games are $20 to $40. Yeah. They sell well. Everyone likes them. They're easy to buy, and you have a good time with them. The AAA industry is just trying to make more Destiny 2s for hundreds of dollars, or Fortnites, and they're trying to milk every cent out of you, and people can't keep up with it. They can't. So I don't know what to tell you, but making the issue go from $70 with battle passes that milk hundreds out of you to $80 to $100 with hundreds of dollars worth of battle pass to milk out of you. I don't know how to tell you this, but you're not gonna make money at all.
And of course, there are people who still buy these games and sink the money into the battle passes. But I think what these studios are failing to realize is that everyone has a limit.
Yeah.
Everyone has a limit. At some point, like, everyone's going to say, no, we're not going to spend that much money.
Because we're also getting to the point in Fortnite where casual players are starting to realize that skins are becoming more and more expensive. So there was recently an Avatar crossover, and they looked back at the Invincible crossover, which was a couple years prior. You could buy 3 characters and a whole lot of stuff, but for the same price as this recent Avatar thing, I think you could get 2 characters.
Mm-hmm.
And if the babies who play Fortnite can understand this, that's when you know you're gonna have a problem eventually.
Yeah.
No matter how many times you put in Peter Griffin, they're going to realize at a certain point that this is all a scam. Like, they're being, like, and everything has a battle pass.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad failed, and that had a battle pass.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what? Destiny 2 is about to get an expansion that's like 200 gigabytes or something,
Ugh.
and that has a battle pass, even though it didn't used to.
Yeah, what?
I'm pretty sure Destiny 2 has a battle pass.
It's the final update or something, I'm pretty sure.
Oh boy. It's just everything has a battle pass. Everything is designed to milk out of you.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, and again, and before you start like saying this, I mean, there are some bad things that I disagree with. Like, what? Fighting games have battle passes now.
Yeah.
And I also don't like that. If you guys start going on about DLC fighters, I'm going to tell you why you're wrong and you shut your mouth. But the battle pass thing is an actual issue. Just everything has a battle pass. Everything's designed to milk money out of you. And for what? Your game to fail. The AAA industry is going to crash while indie games are just fine. I mean, I don't know.
Again, everyone's got a limit. At some point, it's going to crash.
It's all going to crash. And again, if people in Fortnite are noticing this, I don't care. They're not going to care that you bought harmonics to put Billie Eilish and Metallica in. All right? It's going to catch up.
Mm-hmm.